Hey guys, Tom here, I hope you're well. Here today doing a review of the Kawasaki Z900RS. This bike has been kindly lent to me by the guys over at Laguna Motorcycles in Maidstone and was recommended to me by one of my subscribers, Christopher, to give a try out. So thank you for recommending it. So not a great day for it. It is pretty wet and horrible, but I've been riding the bike now for about an hour and it's quite good fun. So it's based on the Z1 that came out in 1972. This is the green option. However, the candy tone brown is apparently what the popular colour is, which was the colour of the Z1 back in 1972. It's a good fun bike. It has 111 PS. I'll put up on the screen what that works out to in horsepower. It also has 98 newton meters of torque at 6500 RPM, and it is quite torquey riding it around. So the seat height is 835 millimeters. Hasn't been a problem for me. I'm 6 foot, I weigh 90 kilos, and I've got an inside leg measurement of 33 inches, so no problems at all getting around town. I think it's quite a good looking bike. All the things, it weighs 215 kilos as well. In terms of rider modes, there aren't a lot of rider modes for it. It has 3 levels of traction control, either off, on, or level 2, I think it is. So we're coming close to the bike. I like the dials on it. The dials are very classic, go with the look of the bike. Just come down. Mirrors, I'm not as keen on the mirrors. They just look a bit too round for me, but I suppose they match the actual dials that we've got there as well. As I've been riding around in the wet today, I haven't been pushing it as much as this bike can go, but it's still been fun. You'll see from my footage, and I've got more to film on the way back, but it handles well in the wet. Not too much of a problem. The only thing I'm finding on it is in first gear, the throttle is quite twitchy, I've found. So something that I've had to be a little bit aware of when I'm riding around. What I'll do is I'll start her up. So in terms of the exhaust on this, apparently they designed the bike where they did, I think usually the emissions, I was being told, the exhaust note is done first by a lot of companies, and then they try and make the emissions stand up to regulations after. Whereas what Kawasaki did with this bike, they did it the other way around. So they got the emissions right first and then focused on getting the best exhaust note out of it. So let's just fire her up. I'll just come down to the exhaust so you can hear. So quite a good sound on the exhaust. It's not really a classic sounding motorbike, which is fine for people's choices and things, but it does sound good. Give it a rev. Yeah, good sounding bike, and not a problem at all. I've been going around town being heard and everything. The note on it is quite bassy, so it people know that I'm coming, which is good. Let's just turn her off. There we go. So what I'll do is I'll now ride back, and I'll put my footage of when I was riding out here on as well, and then my final thoughts at the end. But yeah, good bike. I think it's a good looking bike. Okay, so here we are, taking it out for the ride. It is a bit wet, so I'm going to be taking it a bit easy. Route we'll be taking will be a very much real life test. It is a Saturday. We're going to be going out up the dual carriageway, then we'll be coming back down through town, and then out, find some twisties in the countryside. The throttle is very responsive. Doesn't have any rider modes this. You've got 2 levels of traction control though, or traction control off. Seat position is pretty comfortable. I'm more upright than I was on the Speed Twin from last week. weather is not nice. I think the dials are looking good on the bike. They're obviously keeping in tune with that classic look, but you have the little LCD screen in the centre, which is giving me my gear indicator, making it quite nice and clear. A lot of torque there, and the delivery's it's quite interesting. It pulls a lot with a small twist of the wrist. So up to speed there on the dual carriageway, and a lot of wind as expected, but the bike seems to handle well. Great amount of torque, and it comes in with only slightest twist of the wrist. The engine braking, I was finding, you know, if you let off just a touch on the throttle, the engine braking was quite hard coming in, which, you know, was a little unnerving, but again, one of these things that you'll get used to on a bike, I'm sure. I remember when I got my V-Strom, the engine braking on that, you know, was a little bit intimidating to start off with, but then I got used to it. Let's see how she does going through town with a bit of filtering. Okay, filtering. The mirrors are slightly higher than car mirrors either side of me, which is surprising because I don't feel this is a tall bike at all. I think it'd be suitable for shorter riders. Yeah, no problems filtering there at all. Back brake took a moment to find. It was wasn't quite exactly what I was expecting it to be. A little bit more into the bike, but again, something you get used to. Front brake is fine. I checked that out coming in. Don't know why that guy's trying to race me off the line, but I think for getting around town, this would be a very very comfortable bike. Actually, I feel very at ease on her. And I think the tone from the exhaust is one which will stand out while not being too offensive or obnoxious. The mirrors, good visibility in the mirrors.
I don't particularly like the look of them myself. I don't know why I don't like the look of them. They just look too round, I feel. Maybe a slightly different shaped mirror would make me happy, but then again I suppose they do match the roundness of the dials we've got in the centre. It's really not a great day for riding though, is it? I keep trying to, when I have an opportunity, I keep trying to rub any water drops off the camera, so hopefully there's not too many. Feeling very capable on these sorts of roads. It's just unfortunate that because it is wet, I'm not going to be pushing as I would want to, just to get a full test. But from what I can tell, in the wet we're fine, and it seems like it would do well in the dry. Power delivery I'm getting used to quickly. There was a slight bit at the start where I just wanted to be a little bit careful. It just felt a little bit more responsive than I'm used to day to day, but you know, it just takes a moment to get used to it. More in first I'm finding, and that may be also because it's raining, so you know, I'm being a little bit more gentle with the rain. Feet down very comfortably on this, no problems at all. Bike doesn't feel, the weight feels good on the bike, no issues there at all, and I'd say that would be the case for a lot of riders as well. I mean, I'm flat-footed both sides with bent knees. I'm 6 foot, I weigh about 90 kilos, inside leg measurement is 33. Save my visor a little bit because I'm getting a little bit steamed up. Let's give the camera another wipe. The bike's doing well in these conditions. I'm taking it slow. There's a lot of water on the road, there's a lot of rain on the road as well, and obviously we've got a lot of these twists and turns, and yeah, handling them fine. I feel the bike wants me to have a dry road in front of me that I can have fun with. The bike does sound good. The thing I'm not sure though, if the tone really goes with the bike. Being a sort of classic looking bike, you know, I'm not sure the tone matches really, but you know, I mean, each their own. The bike has a great amount of power about it, and it's not intimidating, apart from, you know, first gear, which I think is a little bit twitchy. The rest isn't that intimidating at all. I feel this is the sort of bike you could get used to very quickly and have some fun on. Lots of power there where you twist. I was in fourth then and pulled away lovely. On a dry day this bike could be fun. Well, it's been fun, it's enjoyable in the wet, so it's bound to be fun in the dry. So yeah, riding it around, that back brake is in a really funny position. It's quite far forward and quite into the centre of the bike. So yeah, really not the best conditions to be test running the bike to see it in its full worth, but nice in the same sense to see what it is like in the wet. As if you're looking at this bike and you're based in the UK, I think it rains 157 days of the year, is a statistic that I read somewhere. It's very comfortable on the seat. I've been on the seat for an hour and a bit now, and no issues there at all. You've obviously got room that you can move forward and backwards to find a spot which works for you, but I don't think anyone's going to have any problems with that. Definitely glad that I'm wearing my rucker gear today. I mean to do a review of that actually, let you guys know what you think, or what I think of it. So as we're coming back down into town, I'll run through some conclusions on the bike. So first off, looks. I think it looks really cool. I love the look of the bike. I actually quite like it in this green, though the candy tone brown could be more in keeping if you liked the Z1. I'd say it's been unfortunate that we've had some rain, because I haven't been able to push it in the way that I would want. The engine is very responsive, good amount of torque there when you need it. First gear I'm finding a little bit twitchy, however that could be down to one, experience with the bike, and two, the fact it is raining, so I am conscious about not being too aggressive, especially in first. Seating position, really comfortable, no issues there at all. And managing the bike, just got an ambulance coming up behind, just trying to work out where he wants to go. There you go, I can go around that side. Yeah, seating position is very comfortable. You're not bent forward at all, or maybe ever so slightly leaning forward. Feet down, not a problem. The changing gears, no false neutrals, no issues getting it into neutral. A good bike, I'd say. Something that would be fun on a sunny day. It's just that's not the sort of day that we've got. However, quite nice to be able to see how it handles on a rainy day, I suppose. Many thanks to Lagunas, who have been kind enough to lend me this bike. The guys there are absolutely awesome, so if this is a bike that you're interested in, please do give them a shout. Maybe let them know that you've seen my videos. Thank you again to Chris for recommending the bike to me. It was quite nice to hear from someone with a bike recommendation, so if there is a bike you want me to try out, please do let me know. And yeah, I'll catch you for the next one. Cheers.